Somalia, a land with a proud history, rich culture, and people known for resilience and strength. For centuries, the Somali people lived through trade, poetry, and pastoral life. Their land connected Africa to the Middle East and beyond. But over the last 3 decades, the name Somalia has often been linked with war, famine, and instability. This raises a painful but important question. Is peace and stability in Somalia truly possible? Let us begin by looking at the roots of instability. The turning point came in 1991, when the government of Siad Barre collapsed. Since then, Somalia has lived without a strong central authority. Clan rivalries erupted into civil war, armed militias took control of territories, and ordinary people became victims of chaos. The absence of functioning institutions allowed warlords to rise, and soon after, groups like Al-Shabaab appeared, exploiting religion and poverty to push their own agendas. For decades, millions of Somalis have been displaced inside and outside the country. The economy collapsed and essential services like schools and hospitals nearly disappeared. The world began to see Somalia as a failed state. But even in the darkest times, there have been signs of hope. The Somali people never gave up. Families continued to rebuild homes destroyed by war. Traders reopened markets even after bombings. Communities supported each other in refugee camps. The resilience of Somali mothers, who raised their children under the hardest conditions, is a story of courage. Cities like Mogadishu, Hargeisa, and Bosaso began to show new life, with construction projects, new businesses, and universities opening their doors. This proves one thing: the Somali spirit cannot be broken. Internationally, Somalia has always attracted attention. Its strategic location along the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden makes it vital for global trade. Because of this, regional and global powers became deeply involved in Somalia's future. Ethiopia, Kenya, and other neighboring countries took military action inside Somalia. The African Union mission in Somalia, known as AMISOM, and now replaced by ATMIS, has fought against Al-Shabaab for years. The United States, the European Union, and the United Nations have invested billions of dollars in peacekeeping, humanitarian aid, and rebuilding institutions. However, many Somalis wonder, are these interventions truly helping the nation stand on its own, or are they creating long-term dependency? This question remains unanswered. Let's not ignore the challenges that continue today. Corruption remains one of Somalia's biggest problems, weakening trust between the government and its citizens. Political divisions between federal and regional states often delay progress. Extremist groups, especially Al-Shabaab, still control parts of the countryside and carry out deadly attacks in cities. On top of these security threats, climate change brings frequent droughts and floods, destroying crops and livestock, leaving millions dependent on food aid. The situation is even more worrying when we consider that more than 70% of Somalia's population is under 30 years old. Young people, full of energy and potential, often find themselves jobless, hopeless, or tempted to leave the country. Some are recruited by extremist groups, while others risk their lives crossing dangerous seas in search of a better future. Unless these young people are given opportunities, Somalia's stability will remain at risk. Yet there are positive changes. The Somali diaspora, millions of Somalis living in Europe, North America, and the Middle East, send back billions of dollars each year. These remittances are not only helping families survive but also funding schools, hospitals, and small businesses. International investors are slowly returning, seeing opportunities in Somalia's natural resources, agriculture, and ports. Technology has also become a tool for growth. Mobile money services like EVC Plus have made Somalia one of the most cashless societies in Africa. This innovation shows how Somalis can adapt quickly, even in difficult environments. So, what does Somalia need to achieve peace and stability? First, unity is essential. Clan divisions must be transformed into a force of cooperation rather than conflict. Second, leadership must prioritize the people over personal or clan interests. Third, international aid must focus on empowering Somalis, not replacing them. Peace built from within will last longer than peace imported from outside. Fourth, youth empowerment is the key. With proper education, skills, and jobs, Somalia's young generation can transform the country. The journey will not be easy. It requires patience, sacrifice, and determination. But history shows that nations once considered hopeless have risen to become stable and prosperous. Rwanda, for example, experienced genocide in 1994 but has made remarkable progress. Why not Somalia? In the end, Somalia's destiny lies not in the hands of outsiders, but in the hands of Somalis themselves. The courage, resilience, and determination of the Somali people are the greatest resources the country has. With the right leadership, with unity, and with a vision for the future, Somalia can rise again. So we return to the question, is peace and stability in Somalia possible? The answer is not simple. The road is long and challenges remain. But yes, it is possible, if Somalis themselves decide to make it a reality. The world can help, but only Somalis can build lasting peace in their homeland. What do you think? Can Somalia finally break free from its past and walk into a future of peace, unity, and stability?